Over the years, there's been thousands of people involved in it, and 3 directors in Preservation North Carolina, to get this building restored, to get the gardens restored, to get a carriage house built, the slave quarters completely restored. And so with an old building, it's always ongoing, but it is at this point, you know, done in its way, and our interpretation is going very well. And now we see 25,000 people a year and thousands of school kids coming through here for lectures and tours. So we're very pleased with the state of the place at the moment. And it's just, I think, one of the crown jewels of Wilmington. The first stage, of course, was to restore the building, and then the second stage was to build the carriage house visitor center, all the way along, increasing exhibits. And so my job after that was to take it another stage on and complete the restoration of the slave quarters, which is one of the most important of that kind of building, probably on the East Coast, because there are so few restored urban slave quarters. We can tell a really microcosm sort of story here of the American South and American history through this one small quarter-acre site, just because of the buildings on it and the way that we deal with the history, which is an unvarnished look at that period of time before the Civil War. We get visitors from 50 states, 50 countries every year. Being on a site like this, we can teach an awful lot of social history, architectural history, by them being here for our 60 some odd events a year that we do. So the idea is to have a museum in the space, but also make it a community hub. And in that regard, that means that you have people here using the place for various things. Large parts of it are interpreted as was, including the slave building, but we also can use the bedroom levels as history exhibits and art exhibits that rotate. Then we can also hold lectures and other events inside the house, because it's not so heavily furnished, and frankly it never was. And that kind of diversity of programming leads to a diversity of audiences, and so we can use the place in many, many different ways, and we do all the time, to get people to come back and take a second look and a third look and really feel like this is part of the community and not just one static exhibit space. And I think that's an important way for museums like this to evolve over time.